All right, so today we've got my friend Joxie here with us. Yes. So good to have you here because now we have an opportunity to learn about you a little bit in a different way that we haven't
Me.
had a chance to before. Well, I should say, maybe I should start that over again because most people don't know you. I'm thinking like as far as Smule goes, so let's
Yeah.
uh let's try that again. So you're like bearing with me now.
All right.
So today's guest, welcome to the little things that matter most. This today's guest coming from Italy
Yes.
is Joxie. Welcome, Joxie.
Thank you so much. So yeah, I'm Joxie. I guess many of you don't know me. I'm not famous. I was.
Nice.
Yeah, but one day I decided to leave all the followers that I had on Smule. It took me 3 or 4 years to grow like my my audience, 9,000 followers, and then I decided to leave it all because sometimes all you need to do is focus on the little things that make you happy. So I want to give a switch in my life. But yeah, again, I'm Joxie. Originally from Albania, but I live in Italy, and that's where I spent most of my life. Although I really enjoy moving from time to time from one city to the other. So, for example, I've lived in Egypt for 6 months, and I've lived in London for another 9 months, and then I lived in Florence, which is another city. And now I live in Ravenna, and I've lived also in Albania, which is my home country, for 5 years. And it was interesting to rediscover my origins. And I am very focused on cultures. And every time go to a place, I really enjoy discovering something different than my point of view, which makes me more, how do you say it, like lucid, yeah, like more conscious of who I am.
Very good. Well, that's always important, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is there
And plus
anything
I'm
in?
a mother. I'm a mother of a 4-year-old girl, and yeah, that she's one of the big things that make me happy.
Awesome.
Not
Well,
small,
of course.
big, very
Yeah,
big.
that's awesome. 4 years old. That's so cool. Well, you said that you done a lot of traveling. So, had you always been able to travel? It seems like this has been something you've done quite a few times.
Yes. Well, I've been very lucky because in my high school I chose uh, like mm, a how do you say, like an address, like a specialization that was addressed to touristic to tourist to yeah, it was like a specialized for touristic departments in the future, so I could work
Okay.
for in the tourism field. And I thanks to this I was able to travel like 3 or 4 times per year to see many countries. mm, Unfortunately, with the pandemic, then something happened. I had to stop for a while, and now I finally got the chance to come back to traveling again. And for example, I've been to London twice in
Oh,
November
nice.
and like last month. And I will go. My next travel will be next week. I will do my first solo trip to Spain, to Palma de Mallorca.
Oh, awesome. That's
Yeah,
exciting.
I've always dreamed about doing a solo trip, and it's the first time that I'll do this, and I'm really happy. I'm really happy. I'm
Well,
excited.
that's awesome. I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So okay. So um, got a little bit of background. It's really cool, and you're breaking out of being in one place for a little bit of time. I'm sure now because of COVID and everything, and now you've got a little bit of a chance to finally get out.
Yep.
I think everybody needs a little bit of that. Um, is there anything? Tell us a little bit about some things that because we want to talk about something positive that has helped you get through. You mentioned your daughter. Um, what is it that you find yourself at times struggling with, or some things that you find are something that affects you personally?
Well, the first thing that comes to my mind, to be honest, is time. I'm struggling with time. It's like a race every time, like waking up. I feel like, Alice in Wonderland,
Yeah.
the white rabbit. I feel like him, all the time watching the time, and I'm late. I'm late. I feel always like I'm late doing something. And no matter how hard I try to organize myself, it will always I will always feel like I'm late.
Oh yeah, like time management.
Yeah.
What do you think brings that on?
I think it's because I'm doing mostly, like, I do most of the things all by myself because I'm single. I'm a single mother, so I have to take care of her and the house and the cleaning and my work and like all the things, the bills.
Yeah,
Everything is on my shoulders, and that makes me feel very, very the pressure all the time.
I can't imagine that. It's just a lot. I think a lot of people, a lot of single mothers would actually really know what you're talking about. Like they
Yeah,
could really understand. So, okay, so that can bring on a lot of stress. It can bring on some anxiety. It can
yeah,
bring on. I'm sure those are just a few of the different feelings you get from that. Now, the little things. Let's talk about the little things that matter the most. The things that you personally really can escape or can actually help you get through the day when you're feeling stressed out. What are some of those things like for you?
okay. So for example, I always try to, like, um when I'm really feeling the pressure of uh doing something at the moment. For example, I have to wake up my daughter and she doesn't wake up, so I switch the flip and I just put some music on and I try to wake her up in a very nice way, like, and then dancing and just laughing. And that's a when it happens, when you really try to do one thing in a positive way and not like, oh,
Mm,
come on, wake up, we're late. Then everything will become much easier because
mm.
she will wake happy and you know
That's very cool. Yeah.
yeah, keeping the good mood.
Yes.
Yeah, and
That's awesome.
then yeah, all the things that relate to music really influence me positively. So yeah, I bring her to school, then from her school to my work, I'm always like, okay, now I'm super late, super late, but let's focus on and then I will find the right song, the right song, turn the volume to the maximum. It depends on the mood, but usually it's like a rock rock music
Okay.
or reggae. Sometimes even reggae brings me in a good mood. And then I put the volume to the maximum and just start screaming inside of my car. I sing with myself, and I hope that nobody will hear me because I'm terrible.
Now, is this after you drop your daughter off, or is this when you drop or you pick her up?
After I drop her and I
Okay.
go to work, that's those 10 minutes are crucial.
They make or break your day.
Yeah, exactly. That's
That's
it.
awesome. Yes. It's all about finding the right song in the right moment at the right time, just when you need it.
Yep. And
It's
for example, when I sometimes I struggle with finding the time to even exercise. So I always try to uh, compress, like press
mhm.
everything. So during my lunchtime, I decided that I will not waste 1 hour of my lunchtime with my with my colleague talking about like jokes and watching funny cats videos, these things.
Yeah.
I will go back to my place and I will go for a run. Even if I have just 40 minutes break, I
Mhm.
will run for 30 minutes. I'll take a 5 minutes shower, and because that's the way you can get everything done.
That's really
And
good. Yes.
when I come back, I feel so good after. I feel perfect. I feel ready for the second round of the day. Second
That's awesome. So you might be bad with time managing, but it sounds like you've taken some steps to actually make things work.
Yeah,
So it
I'm doing my best.
so it doesn't happen every day.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on the motivation I have.
Okay. Now, is there anything in particular besides music and your daughter that you feel motivates you?
Well, yeah. So, for example, did I say? Did you even exclude sports?
I did not exclude. Go
Okay.
ahead, Jim.
Okay. So, sports are very important for me. So I go running whenever I can. And it's a stress release. It makes me feel so good after.
Mm.
And also, sometimes I try to paint, and I like drawing and painting. That's one part of my the right side of the brain that I like to explore.
Well, that's perfect. I mean, that just opens up all the happiness inside. Yeah, use your skills. Use your skills.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, that's
I
really
try
cool.
to.
Yeah.
I never did any course. Like I don't know about techniques and stuff, but sometimes all I need is just putting the right music and let it all out with the
Mm-hmm.
arts, with the
Right.
paintings,
Right.
and it's even if it's not nice after all. Like in the end, even if it's not nice, if I don't like it, but the journey that I did while doing it was very pleasant, and that's what counts to me.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, it's all about a journey. Sometimes it takes a while, Other times it just might certain things might happen a little faster, help you to get through. Is there anything, well, maybe the last question, but is there anything in particular that that somebody has done for you or said to you at any time that made you change your perspective? A lot of times we always rely on, our what we feel might be the best way to do things. Has there ever been an outside source, whether it be a person or a book or something, that affected the way that you manage your time, and now you're able to do so?
Yes. uh I think the all like the first thing that comes to my mind is a book. Actually, I like reading many books that improve life, like it's also even trending right now, all these motivational
Mm-hmm.
speeches and books, and I'm happy that it's becoming a trend because you need it in your life in order to feel fulfilled,
Mm-hmm.
understanding what is your scope and everything. So
Hmm.
uh, there are many books that I've read that made me change my philosophy even of life, and one for sure is Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse, and it's nice. It's a very deep book because it makes you what it gave to me was the freedom, the search for freedom. Okay, so the quest for freedom is something that you should never stop doing. And plus, it's even the awareness of your soul, of your inner soul, you know. And I think it's what matters the most. When you are aware of who you are and what you want to do, then everything else will become much easier.
Agreed. And beautifully said. Yeah. I like what you said about how. Um, see, this is the part I'll have to edit out because I just had like a lapse in my brain. I'm like, um, I'm like, wait, what did
Don't
she say?
worry.
No, you said before you said that statement about the book. Anyways, oh, the quest.
Yeah,
Yeah, the quest uh, to find it in the search. Don't ever give up until you find it. The quest for freedom. That's what you said.
yeah.
Yeah, the quest for freedom. Oh, I think that's really cool. I think that's awesome, and that's actually really. I would agree with you there personally, because when you get that, then you have more of a path, a clear line as to what you're doing.
Can I ask you something? You're always the one who asks things, but I
Oh,
want to.
oh, okay.
So, do you do this? Like, do you try to find your freedom?
For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. And
Um, yeah.
yeah, tell me more.
Okay. Okay. A script flip. I feel like, well, personally, since you asked, I think I look around. I'm a very observant person. I personally look around and see how people in general, a lot of people are followers in life. They just do things because others do them. Now, I'm not the type of person in society to be like, I'm going to do it against the grain because I'm a rebel and I like doing things my own way. That's not who I am. However, I'm not the type of person to just agree with and go along with everybody just because everybody does it. And it doesn't matter what it is. It could be things that are trending. It could be beliefs people have, things that the majority of people do. But I'm a thinker. Like I like to think about things, and I like to ask myself why people do what they do. What's the background to this? Why is it like it is today? And in so
Exactly.
doing, I don't feel like I'm chained or captive to that because other people just do it, just go along with the flow of it. When I find the answers to things, I'm able to realize and make a decision on whether I want to do that or not. And in so doing, I find that I'm free of those things. Because some things people are kind of captive to, I find. They just kind of go with it and they're stuck in that. And I'm glad to not be. And it makes me feel free. So therefore
I,
I'm happier and I'm clearer in my focus of where I'm going in my
yeah,
life.
I'm happy for you.
Is that what you were looking for? Does that kind of
Yeah,
answer your
exactly.
question?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Yeah.
yeah, because when I think of the quest for freedom, in like my own struggle was always to, like as you said, detach from what is socially acceptable, and all these things. And
Mm-hmm.
I've always struggled for the approval of people. The more approval, the best, the better I could feel. And that's something that is not working in the long run. Maybe in the short run, but not in the long
Mm.
run. So
Well,
I'm happy that you bring out this topic. You bring out this topic.
yeah. Well, I'm glad that we could have this conversation so that I think you brought up some very real issues, and you've also been able to shed some light on things that you do that also, I'm sure, will help other people, hopefully, at some point. And so,
Hopefully.
yeah, I mean, hey, it's uh, it's beautiful when there's human interaction where people can share ideas and speak freely about it, just like here. So I just want to thank you for sharing.
Thank you for the
Yeah,
opportunity.
of course, of course.